5 minutes. So let me go in.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, real quick, Wealth Wednesday. How to delete your collection debt and student loan debt before they hit your credit report, right? Before they hit your credit report. So I want you to think of your credit report. Kids are graduating, school is out, summer session has begun. So good morning. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit the like, thumbs up, and the share button. Share this to your page. If you're watching on IG, show some digital love and hit the heart button. If you're watching on YouTube, good morning, Xavier, Pastor Xavier. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, right? Subscribe to this channel. And then next to it, hit the bell notification button. Thank you for the digital love. So, how to get rid of collections and student loan debt before they hit your credit report, right? Before they hit your credit report. So, okay. So, collections. If you ever receive a notice from a debt collector, aka collection agency or collection company, this is what you want to do first, besides taking the letter and throwing it to the side because you want to ignore it or you don't want to pay the bill, right? If you read closely on the fine print of that letter, it will always state that this is an attempt to collect from you, right? This is an attempt to collect from you. Then it tells you have 30 days to respond to this notice. And this is your window of opportunity, right? I think I'm gonna put some biblical things in here today since I have Pastor on. In the book of Malachi, God says he'll open up the window of heaven and pour you out a blessing. That you open up the windows of heaven, pour you out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. Okay, so when you get these letters from collection agency, you have a window of opportunity, right? Because they're telling you this is an attempt. Why they're saying this is an attempt? Have you ever asked yourself why collection agency are so aggressive when they call you, right? Because they know that if you know your rights legally, they do not have the right to collect that debt from you, right? Did you all know that when your debt is sold to a debt collector or a collection agency, and in the credit world or in the world of challenging the debt, it's called chapter 3, Malachi chapter 3, it's called challenging the debt, because it's called a third party. Because a third party is someone that you had no contractual agreement with, you did no business with, and they provided no services to you. So when you get that letter in the mail, you need to be proactive, right? And get with a consultant like me that can challenge, right? Did you know, for example, a collection agency should provide you every itemized detail about a debt. If any more interest fees was added on, what was the high balances, what was the low balances, what was the debt bought for, what was their purchasing price, what services was rendered. Did you know that it is illegal for them to have any financial or medical information on you? So even if it's a medical bill collection, right, it violates your HIPAA laws. But if it's non-medical bill, still violates your privacy, right? And it's a breach of identity theft once that information is sold and they have all information about you, right? Your address, your name, parts of your social, what services was rendered, and you never enter into any type of services or contractual agreement with them. And so that's how I'm able to, on the front end, and my window is dirty, that's aggravating me, but anyway, so that's how I'm able to on the front end get my clients out of hundreds and thousands of dollars of debt, because I know the law and I know the language and I know how to challenge these debt collectors to the point where they are unable to collect from you because they are out of their legal guidelines, right? And so a lot of people ask me about the prices of the services. Sometimes it's 30% of the amount that they're trying to collect. So if it's like $500, it'll be like $150. But sometimes people have larger amounts that gets into the $6,000 and $7,000, $10,000 price range. And so I make agreement with them because, you know, some people, if it's a $7,000 collection, they don't have $2,100, right, honestly, to pay. And so this stops any type of garnishment on the front end. This stops any subpoenas on the front end, because they are unable by law. They have laws to abide by to collect from you. Student loans. I right now, through my tax strategies and the tax specialist, is paying $0 a month for student loan payment. It was initially right at $300 a month for my income base. Right now it's $0, and that $0 every month counts as a payment. Now, because I work in the public sector, in the public schools, after I make 120 of those payments, or after it's documented as a payment, that debt will be erased, eradicated. It'll be gone, right? So those are some strategies on the front end. So what do you do if you say, okay, I ignored the letter, I wasn't knowledgeable, the collection agency has already reported this on my credit report, right? I have not been subpoenaed to court, but it's showing on my credit report. Well, this is what happens, and I'm logging off in 5 minutes. This is what you can do. You can get it removed. I remove them from your credit report. Collections, charge off. Removal means deletion, right? Get it deleted from your credit report. Thank you for the digital love. So it's deleted from your credit report, right? Once it's deleted from your credit report, in some cases, it may be past the statute of limitations. Like, for example, in Mississippi, if it's over 3 years old and they haven't subpoenaed you and haven't went to court, then it's too late for them to attempt to collect from you, right? And they legally cannot collect. Now, what I was talking about earlier is within a 30-day window. So I know Mississippi, for example, statute of limitation is 3 years. But if they are trying to still collect from you, or if you're just so far behind on your student loans already, right? Me deleting collections and student loan off your credit report does not stop the creditors from attempting to collect that bill, right? And what I mean by that is, I was saying earlier before I got on the Malachi about the open up the windows of heaven reference or analogy in scripture is take school is out, summer session has begun. Let's say your child has an F, right? A F or a D in the class, right? Let's say your child, you coming in, you all make sure you hit like and you hit share, right? Sure you hit like and hit share. Show some digital love. So your child has failed the class. They have a low score. Maybe they have just a low score, F or a D. And you go to the school and you challenge, right? You challenge that child's grade. As a parent, what is one of the first things that you ask, right? You don't just take it at the word of that report that your child has a D or F. What you do is you either request the teacher grade books or an itemized list of the grades that the teacher has entered that has produced that low score. That's how credit restoration, repair, removal, and reversal works. And those are all the 4 things that I do: restoration, repair, removal, and reversal. The credit bureaus cannot just enter information on your credit report without having the documentation proof to prove that it's accurate, right? They have to 100% have proof that that information they are reporting is accurate. So that's how I remove inaccurate, accurate information, right? It could be true. Thank you for the digital love. But if they don't have the documentation, thank you, Mr. Drummond. I'm still waiting on you. Still waiting on you. So you hit me up now, because I'm off work. I do coach and teach. A lot of people don't know that. I think they think I do this full time. In my heart, in my mind, I do it full time. Because I'm passionate about it, and I'm always educating 24/7. But hey, Jonathan, so let me know. I'm off for 2 months, and this is, as free as I ever be, because when August starts, school get back, it's going to be in full rotation, right? And so when you look at your child report card and they have a C, D, or an F, which is a very low score, you don't just take that as a word, right? Now, some people do. Some people don't follow up. They just say, hey, my child failed. I accept that. But some people like, I don't think this is accurate. So you go and you challenge, and you want to see a list of grades to what led up to that low score or that low mark. That's how credit restoration, repair, removal work. The credit bureaus are supposed to have all this documentation before they list or place anything on your credit report. Those are your right under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So on the front end, these are strategies you can use to be proactive and not even have a collection reported in the first place, and you pay zero out of pocket, or to not have a negative student loan reporting. But if you just watch this video, you're just coming into the knowledge, right? Then you say, well, what do I do now? It's already reporting negative. Now, I can remove student loans, or I can reverse them. It depends on your credit situation. If you have a very, very thin credit file, meaning that you don't have a lot of history on your credit report, 35% of your score is calculated off your history, right? If you don't have a lot of history, meaning you don't have a lot of old aged accounts. If you don't have successful loans, such as your vehicle or rent reporting, those are called installment loans. And you don't have a lot of good standing revolving loans, such as credit cards, right, or charge cards, department store cards, or Amex, Visa, American Express, Discover. If you don't have one of those 4 major credit cards, or a good installment loan, and all you have is student loans reporting, what I do is I reverse those student loans to show positive, paid as agreed, instead of it reporting late, right? Especially if they were in forbearance. And 30% of your credit score is also calculated by how much debt is on there. So for some people, if they have a lot of debt reported on their credit score, then it's best to just remove that student loan debt, because a lot of times student loan debt is very, very high on a lot of consumers' credit score, and that stops them from being, thank you, Mr. Drummond, thank you so much. That stops them or prevents them from being approved for home loan or bigger purchases loan. And so they just need that deleted out of the way. That's why I say my products, my services, is customized to fit everyone's situation according to what their goals are. So then if you're in a situation where you get those collections deleted, but they are still, the collection agencies are still attempting to collect from you, I still can help you dispute the agency directly, those companies directly, to make the debt disappear. That was good. I like alliteration. Debt disappear. With student loans, you might have other strategies that may help you if you cannot make those payments. If the tax strategies doesn't work, then maybe bankruptcy or something like that will work for you. Put up my Cash App. Please need an offering for it. Okay, Xavier, I will. You don't have to tell me twice. I take it. This is Credit Church, right? Credit Church and Cashflow Classroom. Yeah, Credit Church. And I do want to end it with this scripture. Pastor Brand, I will do that. Thank you so much. My Cash App actually is the $ LaTanya DeLoach. $ the cash sign with the slash down. I put it in here, LaTanya DeLoach. That's with all A's, LaTanya, DeLoach, DeLoach. Someone spelled my name with a I one time and not a Y. And they sent it to another LaTanya DeLoach, and it wasn't me. So my name is spelled with all A's and a Y. LaTanya DeLoach, with the $ in front of LaTanya on my Cash App. Another thing, so be proactive. Let me challenge directly with your collection agencies before they even report it to your credit report. If they do report it, I still can get that collection removed, and I still can challenge directly, but take advantage of that 30-day window they give you, and they tell you this is an attempt to collect the debt. It's the reason why they use that language and that verbiage, right? Because legally they don't have the rights to collect it. If you watch the back end of this video, replay, watch the beginning, I explain why. So I'm ending with this scripture. The scripture says a righteous man falleth 7 times, right? But he get back up again. That's in the book of Proverbs. A righteous man falleth 7 times, but get back up again. Listen, there may be people that have to several times get their credit restored, repaired, right? Even though I teach information, I drop knowledge. Sometimes just life situation happens, and something happened with their finances, a loss of job. Did you all know that up to date, over 7,150 retail stores have closed? And now in 2019, I think today's date is May 30th, right? 7,150 retail stores have closed, right? So sometimes people have bad credit, not because they're overspending, not because they're making bad decisions, because circumstances in their life has happened. So a righteous man falls 7 times and get back up again. Now, I've had people to tell me that don't repair credit. Thank you for the digital loves. Oh, look at Xavier. He's coming on in. Proverbs 24. Thank you so much. People that don't repair credit say, well, you know, I did the research, and people that get their credit repaired 2-3 years later, they get back in the same rut and they need it again, right? That's a very religious perspective, because I will teach people how not only to restore credit once you got negative items removed, how to build a higher credit score, but how to keep and maintain good credit. One tip that I would give you today is keep your revolving debt, your credit card and charge card debt 20% and low, below 20% debt ratio. What do I mean by that? If you have a $5,000 credit card, 20% of that is $1,000. Do not have that credit limit over $1,000. Keep that balance below. Pay on time. Pay on time. And another thing is, if you're renting, have that rent, and if you pay on time, right? If you pay on time, have that rent to report to your credit score, right? To help you increase your credit score. So those just one tip. Again, watch the beginning of this replay. I explain and teach why and how you can prevent collections from being reported on your credit report, and you pay $0, nothing out of pocket, to a collection agency, because of the laws that protect you, the consumer, whenever your financial or medical bill information is sold to a third party that you did not do business with, had no contractual agreement with, or provided you no service. So, hey, also tax strategies through the loan. If you want to know how I pay $0 in debt, I will leave my Cash App, and I will connect you to my tax specialist that set up that strategy for me to keep my student loans on my credit report looking pretty, right? Keep it always in good standing, and to totally erase and eradicate that debt to help me obtain financial freedom. So here's to getting further, faster financially. Again, if you're watching this on IG, hit the heart button, show me some love. YouTube, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, and Facebook, like and share this video. And thank you all so much. This is Wealth Wednesday. I will leave my Cash App in the comments.